name of the auction is Gangsters, Outlaws, and Lawmen. And it consists of over 100 pieces, many museum quality items, many pieces that have never been on the market. These items come up for sale once in a generation.
The inevitable end. Here is Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, who died as they lived, by the gun.
The key items for this is built around an incredible collection of Bonnie and Clyde guns and other artifacts.
The cult following of Bonnie and Clyde has absolutely amazed me.
Clyde Barrow's mania, his guns, spiked at last by the law.
A lot of people have asked us, well, aren't these part of a crime and scene investigation? Well, no, in those days, these items were allowed to be kept by the posse members as part of their service in tracking down these outlaws.
For example, you can bid on the actual gun that was in the waistband of Clyde Barrow at the time of his death.
This is Clyde Barrow's 1911 Colt 45 that was taken by Frank Hamer from Clyde Barrow's waist belt. The leader of the posse, Frank Hamer, called his superior, Lee Simmons, and asked, "What do I do with all the stuff in the car?" And Lee Simmons told Frank Hamer, "Frank, take what you want, give the rest to the boys." Another fascinating gun that we have from the death car is Bonnie Parker's .38 Detective Special that Frank Hamer says he discovered taped to her thigh with medical tape after the ambush. Frank Hamer, the posse leader, tells us why this gun was taped to Bonnie Parker's thigh, because she would have kept it where he said no gentleman would dare search. It comes with a little note where Frank says to his friend who he gave the gun to, "Buster, hold on to this. Bonnie was squatting on it." Frank, an amazing piece, very famous gun, one of the few that you can directly attribute to Bonnie Parker.
Provenance is very, very important. And we have done extensive research on all of these items, checking them out, going to historians, checking with historians to make sure what we have is the real deal.
I'm L.J. Boots Hinton, and I'm the conservator of the Bonnie and Clyde Ambush Museum in Gibbsland, Louisiana. An old boy named Ted Hinton was my father, and he was one of the 6 officers that captured Clyde and Bonnie down here May 23rd, 1934. I know what they're going through authenticating this stuff and getting the provenance and all that. And it's been a pleasure to help them by providing the provenance on a bunch of this stuff.
The Barrow and Parker death car. Every one of these holes was made by the steel-jacketed bullets from the high-powered rifles in the hands of the officers.
Some of the things that were taken out of the car were Bonnie Parker's makeup kit. And we have a group lot of things that were scooped out of the bottom of the car, including a little screwdriver, a piece of sunglasses, a bullet, an aspirin case, and most remarkably, a silk stocking that belonged to Bonnie Parker, an incredible find. We have a 1921 Morgan silver dollar that was removed from Clyde Barrow's jacket by posse member Ted Hinton.
Ted found these 2 silver dollars in Clyde's coat, which had been hanging on the back of the front seat between Clyde and Bonnie. He sold it to an old boy there in Dallas, and this coin followed a circuitous route. It surfaced again here about 3-4 months ago. It is one of Ted's silver dollars.
This collection is once in a generation. There's a story behind each of these items in this Gangster, Outlaw, and Lawmen auction.
We've got an incredible gun called the Fitzgerald that's attributed to Clyde Barrow. We solved the mystery of where this gun came from. It was confiscated by Sheriff Rufus Peavehouse of Corsicana, Texas on May 6, 1930, the very day that a killer tornado wiped out half the town, and he went to a car that he had impounded from Frank Barrow, Clyde Barrow's uncle. He found this gun in the glove box. Incredible. We're really proud to have certain Bonnie and Clyde items that sold at major auctions previously. One of them is this handwritten letter from Clyde Barrow to his brother L.C. that Marie Barrow sold herself in 1997. It's an incredible picture. If you can see it has he calls it their little home, but you can see it's up on stilts on the water, one of their hideouts. And on the back, he writes a great little letter to his brother Elsie, and he signs it Bud. Clyde Barra's father came to Arcadia, Louisiana, to get the body of his boy and his personal possessions. And one of the things that was returned to Clyde Barra's father was this pocket watch. And his father, Henry, kept it on his watch chain, according to Marie Barra, till his death, and it was bequeathed to her. Marie Barra sold this pocket watch in 1997 in a major auction. An incredible piece, as close as you can get, I think, to a Clyde Barra artifact with excellent provenance, excellent value, and was in the death car that morning in 1934.
After 30 years, this is kind of a celebration for the company. It's a very big step forward to move into this particular area of live auction events.
You're gonna wind up with a bidding war. It's gonna be a Lulu. Instead, you say, well, that'll take the rag off the bush, and I'll guarantee you that this one will.
The results for this auction, I believe, will be the best auction that we've had in 32 years, and the results will be absolutely remarkable.